Holste, Community Program Manager from Cedar Creek Institute. Wild ginger is one of those hidden spring wildflowers, so unless you're looking for it, you may not find it. It's got leaves that are heart-shaped, kind of like violet leaves. However, its leaves, as well as its stems, are really hairy. It's got all of these little white hairs along it. And underneath these leaves, you will find its flower. So its flower tends to be more of a reddish, purplish color, and it's more bucket-shaped. They also tend to like to grow really close to the ground because unlike a lot of other spring wildflowers that are bee-pollinated or butterfly-pollinated, wild ginger is pollinated by flies and beetles. So in order for those beetles to get into this plant and into this flower, it needs to be close to the ground. Wild ginger, just like the ginger that we use for our gingerbread and our ginger cookies, actually can be used as a spice. So you can actually grind up its roots just like ginger and use it as a spice in your gingerbread or ginger cookies, and it has a very similar taste. However, wild ginger is actually not related to the ginger that we use in a lot of our cooking today. Wild ginger is also a really cool plant because once it establishes and gets a nice mat on the ground, it actually can fend off a lot of invasives like garlic mustard. It also is deer resistant, so once it establishes, it tends to stay where it is. Although it's not a spring wildflower, wild ramps or wild leeks is one of the first spring foliage that you're going to see popping up and really covering that forest floor. Wild ramps is known as a wild edible because not only can you eat the leaves, but you can also eat the bulb underground. It's kind of a combination between a radish and a garlic in that way. The taste is actually quite garlicky, and one way that you can tell that you have a wild ramp versus any other random leaf is that if you rub your fingers along the stem and then smell them, they should smell a lot like garlic.
Jack-in-the-Pulpit is not your typical spring wildflower with bright colors and petals. Instead, Jack-in-the-Pulpit's flower consists of a tiny upright flower spike, which looks like a tiny man or the jack standing in an old-fashioned raised pulpit, which is hooded and partially hidden by a leaf-like flower petal. Jack-in-the-Pulpit plants also have distinct male and female flowers found on different plants. At an early age, all plants are jacks, meaning all plants are male. But from year to year, as those jacks acquire more resources and have more favorable growing conditions, they can become janes, or female plants. Nevertheless, they can change gender from year to year in response to successful or failed reproduction the previous year. It is difficult to tell whether you have either a male or female flower, since the flowering structure essentially looks the same from the outside. However, jacks tend to be smaller than the janes and have a small hole in the bottom of the pulpit to allow pollinators to escape with their pollen more easily. Janes, on the other hand, lack the hole, making it more likely for pollinators to become trapped and better ensuring successful pollination. Jack-in-the-Pulpits also can continue this jack to jane to jack pattern over the course of their long lifespan, which can be more than 25 years.